Yes. So first take the questions. So the first questions I got, yes, Shubham. Shubham. So what is dynamic programming language? Yeah. No, I got it. I got it. No issue. But Shubham can. Thank you, Shubhashish. What is dynamic programming language? It is basically. I'll. This is typing basically. Here, I don't like the Python particularly. This. It is a. Yeah. 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 Great. Yes. I got it. Let me answer, then you unmute. Yes, thank you, Shubhashi sir. Let me answer, then if you have any doubt, put it in the chat box. Uh, this is C, Java is static typing. What is static typing? You can, if you declare a variable, that variable will remains integer till the lifetime. Okay, but it's Python, it is not. So it is dynamic typing. Dynamic programming is totally different concept. So your question is wrong, Shubham. Dynamic programming is a type of algorithm. It is a one kind of divide and conquer algorithm. So it is not a dynamic programming language. But what is your intention? Probably it is dynamic typing. So Python is a dynamic typing. I do not like this dynamic typing because dynamic typing might create errors. But it is who is the designer. He has a great vision. He has developed it. People are following it. Python for other reasons. So dynamic typing and static typing. C is the static typing, Java is the static typing, Python is a dynamic typing. Another thing is come strong type, weak type, that I will discuss in my next class or sometimes later. It will be confused. So dynamic typing is your variable name can take from integer, floating point, string. It's a dynamic. So in my personal view, it might create errors because it has been followed in the basic time. Whenever quick basic developed Bill Gates, it is a dynamic typing. Then it has corrected in C. Now Python does it. Maybe one reason for Shubhashi sir has mentioned. So whenever you make a dynamic typing, your code will be less. So you don't have to declare. So that is might be reason your program will be much shorter. It must be readable because you don't have punctuation mark. Your punctuation mark only your white spaces. Like a poetry you can remember very well, not a prose. Please, poetry you cannot you remember because of its spaces. But prose there is no spaces. So we humans remember poetry very well. Remember. So I think that that's the same for the readability of the Python program. They use the space like any poetry. It is a it is the space they use it. Yes, I got a good question. If you are not happy, then you can unmute and talk directly. Am I with my answers? Yeah, I take the next question. Shiva marks, is Python is both object oriented? Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, please, Shuraj, carry on. Good question. I'll answer. Yes, yes, I'll answer. Yes, great. Good question. Uh, yes, yes, you're perfectly audible. You put the question in the text box also that I can answer question by question. Good question, but I am coming. The next question is I answered Shubham question. Shubham, please type whether you're happy. Then comes the Shayan question. Can you make .exe file? Yes, 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 yes. I am now answering Shayan question. You just CSE is 9022 Shayan. I am go by serially. I am a basically stupid here. I prefer I make a serial attention. Can we make exe file? Python exe file? It is no. It is actually Python executable file. It's run by a Python virtual machine. So that is all Python file. Our extension is .py, like C file .c, Java file .java. So yes, yes, yes. Anybody wants to talk? Please. I'm. Yes, yes. I'm answering the Shivam question. Python is both object oriented and procedural oriented. Yes, Shivam, you are correct. Java is purely object oriented, but Python has both the features. So that object oriented features are also there, procedural features are also there. So you are correct. So that way Python is more powerful. Then I comes to Shayuj question. How is Python is interpreted language? Yes, Python is interpreted language. Python is interpreted language is much faster, better. I disagree with Shirin and all has said. Though compiled language is faster, but the thing is that how can you take a measurement of your program? Because compiled program, whenever you have any error or bug is there, you have to shut it down, you have to again compile, you have to again object files to be linked, and then a target exe file or a.out file had to be created, and it will take a time. But any interpreted file, any interpreted system like Python, it's just a minutes, or it might be seconds. So interpreted that way, development, testing are much quicker. Testing is definitely quicker, but actual runtime, yes, compiled language is faster. But the thing is, the cost of the cost of is stopping it, the services again rerunning it. So my idea is interpreted nowadays. All major system like YouTube is totally written in Python. Okay, and most of the things in Amazon, Facebook, all whatever shell you are getting, like TikTok, all are written in either Python or Java. So they are not written in C. So I got. If you are not happy, please put your particular question, whatever I have answered. If you are not happy, you please unmute yourself and please you can talk that question only, not any other question right now. I am taking questions serially. Yes, Shuman question I have answered. Shubham question answered. Shayan question I have answered. Shivam question I have answered. Shoyuj, how is Python a interpreted language? Yeah, how is Python is interpreted language? It is not a question. It is a. I am not getting to answer. Is a Python is an interpreted language. How is Python? Because it is a interpreted runs. It runs line at a time. It one line. What is the line here? Not semicolon. Where the line is separated by a carriage feet letter, a space. So that's it. How is Python path is used by interpreter in Python? Okay, I'll answer this question. I guess Sir has taken break. Yes, I have taken break. I think, are you getting my voice? Please one unmute and tell me whether you are getting my voice or not. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shubham. Then I am taking the question, how is memory managed? This is a very good question. How is memory managed in Python? Is a very good question. The memory in C, whenever you create a variable in any program, that is typically an automatic variable, and that variable is created in the stack itself. And whenever you created a static variable in C, it is created in a global variable, that is even the function exit, the variable will be there. And if you want to a big chunk of memory that will stay between functions, you create to malloc and calloc, and you have to deallocate personally. But Python and Java, both of these taking allocating and deallocating, it is taken by a it is a garbage collection. Python, all programs is run on a Python virtual machine. There's lots of advantage of Python virtual machine. One advantage would be definitely you write a Python program and any machine, it would run everywhere, so that you just have to port not the Python, you have to port the Python virtual machine. So actually Python runs in a virtual CPU, you can say, logical CPU, like Java. So management, it's Python virtual machine is kind of a little operating system is also there. You can call it its OS sort of thing that takes care of his memory management part. So if any variable is not used, it will automatically tick it off, and that way the memory is managed. It is garbage collection is done automatic. That sometimes give performance issues. Maybe C program will be faster. Again, Python has another advantages, and Python is not the end of the road. I talked in the beginning, Python is not the end of the road of language. Many language will come and go in your lifetime, so you have to learn any good language. Python, why I stressing at Python? Because Python is not owned by a particular company. People are hesitating. Say if hash is a good language, it is developed by Microsoft, but people hesitate to learn hash or Objective C. Objective C also very good language, but the thing is that is a proprietary language. It depends on the company's future. Similarly for Google's Go is also good language, but people are liking C because C is not anybody company's language. It is copyright free. So C, that is the reason we prefer C, because every company can do work on it. Nobody can claim that this is my work. That which had unfortunately happened for Java. When Java was developed by Sun, then Sun Microsystem, that it was free. Then Sun is taken over by Oracle. Now Java is not totally free nowadays. So there is lots of copyright issues, development effort. So that is not so. So that is the reason Java is right now untouchable. That is the reason Python is very popular. That's it. So Python is not any Microsoft, Oracle, Google, everybody goes. That is the popularity, but Python is not the end of the road. Sneha says in stack and heaps. Yes, correct. This in stack and heap all are managed by this Python virtual machine memory management. Yes. Okay, Shirin has said. Shivam says thank you. Snigdhadev, what is the question? How useful is Python as a front-end language compared to others? Snigdhadev, I beg to differ with you. Python is never meant to be a front-end language. It is a basically middle tier and back-end language. The good question. Front-end is typically HTML5 now and JavaScript, REST API, and this is it. Front-end HTML5 and JavaScript. Okay, and back-end, there are many languages earlier there, like Perl is there, PHP was there, but Python takes care of everything. So you don't have to learn Perl or CGI, a C version of CGI based programming. Another is Perl, another is PHP. They are open source, free, but Python takes care of all. You don't need Java. So in fact, at my 2017 hackathon team, Pritik Vaur and team written the whole development system in Python and run the Android app. I have seen that app is already running. It's totally written in Python. So very minimal thing in JavaScript and this. So with Python is a basically middle tier and back end, not front end. Python front end are there. You can create front end by TCL/TK GUI, but that is not famous. Yeah, you can create front end, but that is very poor. Front end right now, people now believe browser based. There I think the Python not very strong. And in Android app development, I found right now Kotlin is better. But Kotlin is again nobody's language. Google is supporting Kotlin. Kotlin you can develop apps through iOS also, on Android also. So Kotlin is good language. You can develop for all these things. Singhadev, are you happy with the answer? Then we can go the next topic, please. So Shubham. So if you have to pick one, which one will you pick? Compiler and interpreter? Always interpreter. My choice is interpreter. Compiler is old dated technology. Compiler are not needed. Who are make compiler? That's all fine. Compiler, the interpreter is much better, because interpreter, like we need interpreter. We do not need a compiler. I don't think. So I go for interpreter. Okay. So Shivam. So what is Julia? Julia Roberts? I don't know. I don't know much about it. Okay, thank you. Okay, Python is a case sensitive language. Yes, Python is a Tawfiq, you are correct. Python is a case sensitive. All modern languages. Is Swift good? Again, I am not very familiar with what Swift you are telling. I am not. Which software is used? I got one question I answer. Somebody asked the Python version 2 and version 3. Now version 2 is deprecated. Deprecated means there will be no further thing. Yes. Make your microphone. Questions? Yes, somebody have. Anyone? I make microphone my off. Okay, okay. Fine. Okay, okay. You make unmute. You make mute. I can. You make yourself mute. Yeah, good. Suraj, Python 2 and Python 3. Python 2 came around 2010 perhaps, and Python 3 maybe 2014 or 15. But whenever there is a major difference, is a Python 2, you can say Windows 3.1, and Python 3 is a, you can say it is a Windows 10 like this or like this. So it is a totally, whenever language comes, it comes with a other libraries and all these things. So Python 3, again I am telling my 2017 team, the whole software is written in Python 2, Python 2.7 version. So Python 2.7 is very popular. Still there are lots of programs are available, old programs are Python 2.7, but right now you have to learn Python 3.6, 3.7, 3.8. I think 3.7 is available on 64-bit version on any machine. Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah. Okay, thank you. Suraj, you mute. You all put your question in the text box. I take the question from text box. That is the reason I am telling the Python 2 and Python 3, lots of notational differences are there. Like in Python 2, if you say print hello, just and but in Python 3, you have to say print first bracket begin hello string within string and then first bracket. So Python 2 and Python 3, lots of changes are there. Right now Python has deprecated to Python 2, so you right now you all go for Python 3. So we never discuss about Python 2 because all future development of Python 3, and there are tools are available in Python so that you can convert your program from Python 2 to Python 3. So all these things are available and free, open source. So all the earlier work can be reprogrammed through Python 3 program. So I think if you have any questions, Suraj, put it in the text box. I'll answer from there. Snigdadev, yes, Snigdadev say happy, good. Shatish, sir, which is the best book to read Python? Yes, Shatish, there is no such base books. Base books is python.org site. Okay, so go for Python. I found python.org is sufficient. I found tutorials.point also good. Geeks for Geeks also good. So you follow this. I think good. Some books I have already PDFs. I'll send you as quickly as possible. I have downloaded. I make it a maybe shared as a Google Drive. I can do it today itself. Don't worry. But it is better you follow the python.org site. Very helpful. You can copy and paste and run it. And another I can say Google Colab. Another good source. Python. You can. This question I may expect you. You might ask the question which Python IDE you should use. My idea is the first few. Subhashis said will take over. My idea is first we learn by terminal based, because terminal based development system will be available on any machine from PC to laptop, your mobile phone or Raspberry Pi. On a Raspberry Pi, one single board system which you can have all functions of a laptop with 6,000 rupees. So I believe console based is best. And IDE, there are several IDEs there. Idle is one IDE, and another is IDE is PyPy. Then there are Jupyter Notebook is good. Jupyter is very good, and that Jupyter idea is taken by the Google. They developed a Colab, and if you type Google space Colab, automatically you'll go launch into the Colab, and Python you can just copy paste and code and you can run it. And only one disadvantage at Google Colab is your machine have to be shut off, your running system has to be shut off after 12 hours. So that is the negative point. And but you should learn how to run program on your laptop also, preferably on Linux Ubuntu machine or Windows. Your program can run how long your machine is running. So it can be 2 days, 3 days. So that is a disadvantage of Google Colab. But one advantage of Google Colab is a much powerful computer is given free to you, and the Colab code can be shared. So you can share the code. If you make a small project, then it is Colab is good, because right now whatever the programs we have written in our recent Ideathon or hackathons, all we are doing at Google Colab. It is pretty good. Python 3. So Google Colab is my preferred choice. And another question is coming, the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi, if you have, then good. If you don't have, you can think of a Raspberry Pi. It has all the facility of a laptop. You can attach your keyboard and mouse, wireless keyboard and mouse to it, and you attach your home HDMI TV to it as a display, then it can run Windows 10, it can run any Linux, Kali Linux or Ubuntu Linux or like this Linux. You can do all work, browsing, everything you can do. You can have a camera and all this thing, but camera you have to buy separately. Let's see any other point I missed or not. What is hackathon? Hackathon is, yes, hackathon. Rahul has asked the question. I think good question. Hackathon is somebody might think it is hacking something. No, it is basically within a quick amount of time, around 48 hours, 36 hours, all brain together, develop a solution. With the challenge is given by the particular sponsoring company, you have to do this thing, and they might select the problem, or you have to select your own problem. Both are doing. So you have to develop a solution, and that has to be displayed, and that may not work functionally all, but if it works perfectly, at least 30% or 40% or 60% of features, that is credible, and that way you can learn much quickly. So I'll prefer that you must join all hackathons. Right now one hackathon is there, global hackathon. I am joining with my team. Some of your first year members are there. I think Orko Prabhu, Disha, Debanjana Boshak with my team. I expect, I talked to Hini also in the today morning. She is there. So I'll request you all to take part in this kind of online development system. So you can learn a lot of things. You can have a partners. You have a senior student, and you can have partner with other college students also. There is no such issues. It can be anything. So seniors, your friends from other colleges, you can make a partner. So that is hackathon. PyCharm is one kind of thing. Yes, Shubhashis sir has mentioned PyCharm, Spider. I think there are lots of IDs are there. My preference will be always console based. That is one, because the console based, there is another facility is there, that is you can create a virtual environment. Sometimes your program needs different kinds of libraries. One program requires Matplotlib say 9 version, another program needs Matplotlib 10 version. So whenever you go for virtual environment, so you can create a computer within a computer in your console based thing, and within that controlled computer, Python virtual machine, you can run on your program. So you can have several systems running on the same, on your Linux machine or laptop. So that is possible only console based system, I believe. So I prefer console based, and then I prefer Jupyter Notebook, because Jupyter Notebook is almost 99% copied into Google Colab. So I prefer Google Colab. But Sar is saying PyCharm, Spider, Ideal is also good. So Sar, whatever Sar will decide. And then Shayan, can I use the PyCharm to practice Python? Shayan, you can do it, but my choice is you first learn console based thing. Download Python latest version and runs on it by command, Python command, and there are you should know the command line this thing, and you should know what is PIP, Python installation manager, or there are several installation manager. So I think you can learn better. Then any question you can put it right now. Then I think it is good enough. You can start. Please, any questions? Any questions, please? You can make questions. Text box, please. Yes, yes. Put your question, please. Okay. If you do not take a questions, I'll request you, everybody make your video on, so that we can take a group picture, so that we have taken. Please make your video on if possible. I am making my video on. Yes. Microphone off, and you can take a question. I will still answer the questions. Some of you make your video on if possible. Okay. Any questions? Yes, Shubhashi sir. Thank you. Anyone? Students? Shubham? Uhini? Shirin? Shivang? Shuraj? Satish? Any question? Singtadev? Any question? Put it in the text box, chat box. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.